Imagine this. It's June 6th, 1944, D-Day. The beaches of Normandy are exploding with chaos, gunfire, and smoke. Now drop into that scene. But this time, a modern Apache helicopter swoops in, its rotors screaming through the salty air. Yeah, that's right. What if a 21st century helicopter joined the Allied invasion of World War II? How much would it change history? D-Day was one of the largest amphibious invasions in human history. Over 150,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches under a wall of German defenses, machine guns, artillery, bunkers, and barbed wire. It was brutal. Now, drop in something like an AH-64 Apache, a beast built to dominate modern battlefields, with thermal vision, radar-guided missiles, and a 30mm chain gun that can punch through steel. So, let's say, one Apache helicopter, fully fueled, fully armed, with a trained modern crew, somehow time travels to 1944 and joins the Allied assault at Omaha Beach. What happens next? The first thing everyone notices is the sound. That deafening whomp 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 of rotor blades cutting through the air. Soldiers on both sides would probably just freeze, because no one in 1944 had ever seen or heard anything like it. German soldiers might think it's some kind of alien weapon. Allied troops, they'd probably cheer before ducking under the rotor wash. Then, it opens fire. The Apache's chain gun tears through German machine gun nests like they're made of cardboard. Rockets launch in a blur of smoke and fire, obliterating bunkers that would have taken hours and countless lives to destroy with conventional artillery. In minutes, one helicopter could wipe out what entire divisions were struggling against. Let's talk about the difference here. The Apache isn't just a flying gun, it's a flying computer. With night vision, infrared sensors, and a targeting system that can lock onto enemies kilometers away, it would be like sending a space-age hunter into the Stone Age. But there's a catch. The Apache's power depends on modern jet fuel, JP-8 or similar. Back in 1944, all they had was gasoline. The helicopter would have maybe 3 hours of flight time, and then it's grounded. Also, if it gets hit, which is unlikely, since World War II guns couldn't easily reach its altitude, repairing it would be impossible. No spare parts, no engineers who understand the technology. So yeah, the Apache would be a god on the battlefield, but a short-lived one. Okay, but let's imagine those few hours. The helicopter could scout ahead, spot enemy reinforcements, and radio their positions. It could clear paths through fortified cliffs, protect advancing troops, and destroy German armor before it even reached the beaches. German tanks like the Panzer IV or Tiger. Toast. The Apache's Hellfire missiles would turn them into flaming scrap metal in seconds. The psychological effect would be massive. The German front line would likely collapse faster. Maybe Omaha Beach wouldn't have turned into the bloodbath it did. Casualties could drop by thousands. The Allies might secure a beachhead hours earlier, changing the momentum of the invasion entirely. But the Germans weren't dumb. Once they realized the helicopter was the real threat, they'd throw everything they had at it. Flak guns, fighters, whatever could reach the sky. The problem? World War II anti-aircraft guns were designed for slow bombers, not fast, agile helicopters. A single Apache could dodge most of their shells. But eventually, fuel would run low. The pilot would have to land, maybe on a captured section of the beach, and then, that's when the miracle machine turns into a stranded relic. Soldiers would gather around it like cavemen discovering an iPhone. The Allies might try to reverse engineer it, but good luck explaining a radar or a turbine engine in 1944. Here's the twist. Even though the Apache's time in battle would be short, the impact would echo for decades. Imagine if engineers got their hands on the wreckage. The world might see jet turbines, composite materials, and radar tech years, maybe decades, earlier than in real history. That could accelerate the Cold War arms race, change how wars are fought, and even push aviation forward at lightning speed. So, in a weird way, one time-traveling helicopter might not just win D-Day faster, it might rewrite the entire history of modern warfare. In the end, a modern Apache at D-Day would be unstoppable for a while. It would crush German defenses, save thousands of lives, and shock both sides into silence. But technology without support can't last forever. Once it's out of fuel, it becomes a stranded legend, a ghost from the future, left behind on the sands of Normandy. Still, It's wild to think how just one piece of modern machinery could shift the entire balance of a world war. So what do you think? Would one Apache helicopter be enough to change history? Or would it just be a short-lived miracle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed diving into this what if with me, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more crazy science scenarios, and I'll see you in the next one.